Thank you. All right. Welcome all to the March 22nd LCCMR meeting. Thank you all for making this meeting in a short period of time during the lunch hour. I would like to start off with the roll call on our attendance, and I would ask Diane if you can do that for us.
Hanson.
Aye.
Hanson present. Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen.
He was going to be
Acom.
late.
Acom. Albrecht.
Albright present.
Albrecht present. Destick.
Destick present.
Destick present. Present. Faber.
Faber, aye.
Faber present. Gibson.
Aye.
Gibson present. Her. Lueck.
Here.
Lueck present. Moore.
Moore is here.
Moore present. Morrison.
Morrison present.
Morrison present. Peichel.
Michael's here.
Peichel present. Reese.
Present.
Reese present. Snyder.
Present.
Snyder present. Tice.
Tice present.
Tice present. Tomassoni.
Present.
Tomassoni present. Westrom. I'll go back to Ingebrigtsen.
Present.
Ingebrigtsen present. Acom. Current, oh, I'm sorry, her announced you may be late. Westrom.
He's excused as
Correct.
well.
Currently, there are 14 members present. 9 are needed for a quorum.
Thank you. Welcome to all. Now we need an approval of the minutes. Whoops. Okay. Could I see a raised hand? Okay. Approval of the minutes.
I'll move approval of minutes.
Right.
Albright seconds.
Good. All right. We don't need a roll call for this. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None. All right. Hearing none. Minutes are passed. I wanted to bring something up before we discuss conflict of interest. We learned last night that the House and Senate has a call for floor sessions on Wednesday. And so we will cancel the LCCMR meeting for Wednesday. But due to that, I would like to add an agenda item under 9A. We have a very time-sensitive work plan that needs to be addressed, and that would give them the go-ahead. And then as far as other agenda items and steps, Becca will talk to that at the end. Is everybody in agreement with that? Okay, we will then proceed. So I wanted to do that first. The work plan is about from the restoring turf to native pollinator gardens across the metro. And I wanted to make sure before we talk about conflict of interest, if anyone has a conflict with that. So if you would report any potential conflict of interest, today's business, this would be the time. Let's see, Mike, Reese, you have your.
Yep. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to report or disclose that I have conflicts of interest previously reported. 2022-251, Joel Tullochson, mitigation strategies for agroplastics, PFAS, and 2022-291, Blaine Hill, Morris, greenhouse gas emission inventory and mitigation strategies.
Okay, thank you. Others? Yes, Dr. Moore.
Yeah, I am named as a collaborator on Nick Phelps's proposal for the tire chemical 6-ppdq. I am not a funded collaborator on that project, but will contribute to that project.
Okay, thank you. Jeremy Peichel.
Madam Chair, I have the previously listed conflicts. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't cite the project numbers.
All right, so, but no one has a conflict with this upcoming work plan. Okay, so now I'd like to go around the room and give a chance for people to introduce themselves. And that includes staff, but we'll start with LCCMR members. And I'd like you to mention who you are, and if you're a representative or senator, who you represent, why you're on LCCMR, and your favorite bird in Minnesota. And those could be migratory birds too. So I will start with Representative Acom if she is there.
I made it here. I'm so sorry that I'm late. Hi, everybody. Representative Patty Acom. I am a member of the Minnesota House, and I have been on LCCMR. This is my second year. I really appreciate the opportunity to do this. My background is in natural resources, and so really appreciate the work that LCCMR does. And I certainly am proud that I live in a state that values our natural environment enough to have a dedication to an organization like this or a group like this. And I will say my favorite bird is just coming back, the great blue heron.
That's good. All right. Rita Albrecht.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rita Albright. I live in Bemidji, Beltrami County. I was appointed by Governor Walz to the LCCMR in 2020. My favorite bird is a lot of people's favorite bird, the chickadee. The chickadee in the spring. I love to hear their song.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. All right. Senator Dietzick. Is she there?
Yep, I'm here. Hi, everybody. My name is Carrie Dietzek, and I have the honor and privilege to represent Senate District 60, which is kind of around the U of M Minneapolis campus. I have both the East and West Bank. I have Cedar Riverside. I have right now the northern part of Seward. I lose a lot of that in redistricting. And then I have Northeast and Southeast Minneapolis. I've been on LCCMR since 2012, so for a while. It's a lot of fun. You learn a lot. It's like going to college. There's just so much out there. And like Patty said, it's great to live in a state that values our natural resources and is putting money towards it and preserving it. And I have the heron rookery in my district. So I'm sticking with that.
No, that's great. So, all right, Dr. Moose, Bill Faber.
Holy moly. Hi, I'm Bill Faber. I am a citizen appointee. I was just reappointed by Governor Walz about 2 weeks ago. So this now is my 1, 2, 3. This is officially my fourth reappointment. Yeah, because I got on for 1 year and then 4 years and 4 years. And then now again, with Governor Walz, I'm happy to be back. I live on Lake Alexander, which is between Little Falls and Motley, just off of Highway 10. I teach natural resources at Central Lakes College in Brainerd. Moose is my business, as Nancy just mentioned. And the reason is because I spent 13 years in Sweden studying moose for my graduate studies. And I look forward to 4 more years with all of you folks. And my favorite bird is the purple martin.
Ooh, all right, good, thank you.
Madam Chair, can I interrupt for a moment? Senator Westrom is trying to join the meeting and there are some technical difficulties related to our recording. So I'm wondering if we could just pause for a moment while we stop recording and then let him in, and then we'll restart up the recording.
Okay, thank you. We will wait.
Recording is stopped. And can staff confirm we have Senator Torrey Westrom entered all right?
So this is Michael Varian here. Senator Westrom is in. We might just wait to see that he can unmute and turn his camera on or off if he chooses.
Senator Westrom, are you there?
Oh. It looked like he got. Doesn't look like he's in the meeting at the moment. Here, all right, we'll let him in again. See if we can get this working. So Senator Westrom is in the meeting. But again, we probably confirm that he can participate. Letting Ben in here, and maybe he can.
Host is not allowing participants to unmute themselves. Oh, okay, it's on.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Oh,
We can, okay, we can see Senator Westrom and we can hear you now,
Can you
Senator
hear me?
Westrom.
You can hear me? Okay.
All right, Senator Westrom, we're
Terms is
going
the term.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right, go ahead.
back up, going back up.
And staff, can we record again?
Yes. It says recording.
Okay, great. Go ahead. Thank you.
All right, Senator Westrom, we're going around the room for some quick introductions since we have new members. And I'm the next one up. My name is Nancy Gibson. I live in St. Louis Park. I am a citizen appointee. I have a lot of wildlife experiences since age 6 and really love our state. And my favorite bird is the rough-legged hawk. Okay, next we have Representative Hansen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Rick Hansen. I live in South St. Paul. I am serving the Minnesota House of Representatives. I represent South St. Paul, West St. Paul, Mendota Heights, Mendota, and Lilydale. And I've been serving on the LCCMR since 2019. And my favorite bird is the wild turkey.
Oh, all right. And Senator Herr, is he? No? Okay. All right. Senator Ingebrigtsen.
Good afternoon. Bill Ingebrigtsen, Senator for going on my 16th year, my last year, by the way. I will be retiring in December. We live, my wife and I live on Lake Ida near Alexandria in West Central Minnesota. I'm chair of the Environmental Natural Resource Finance Committee, as well as on the Senate Finance Committee and various other committees as well. My favorite bird is the cardinal.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Representative Lueck.
Thank you, Dale Lueck. I live up just north of Mille Lacs Lake in Aiken County. Represent all of Aiken County, big chunk of Crow Wing County. Like Senator Ingebrigtsen, I'll be moving on. They changed the district boundaries to the point where I'm barely in the new district, let alone but anyway, I farm up there. My wife and I do have livestock, and always been interested in the outdoors, that type of stuff. And particularly from the perspective of Aiken County, where I live, just about exactly half of all the acres in the county are in public hands between the Department of Natural Resources and the county land department. So we got a huge amount of public land there where I live, a lot of lakes and stuff. So always interested to make sure we take proper care of that stuff, and for not for myself, but for the kids, grandkids, and great grandkids. So anyway, happy to see some new faces.
And your favorite bird?
Oh my goodness, that's easy. It's the eagle, the bald eagle.
All right, good. Thank you. All right, we have Dr. Seth Moore, one of our newest members.
Hi, everybody. My name is Seth Moore. I'm the Director of Biology and Environment for the Grand Portage Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa. I live on the shore of Lake Superior. Like Dr. Faber, I study moose and other subsistence species used by the Grand Portage Band for a living. I think my current favorite bird is the pileated woodpecker.
Good. Oh. That's great. All right, Representative Morrison.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelly Morrison. I represent 10 communities in the western suburbs of Minneapolis and Lake Minnetonka area. This is my very first LCCMR meeting. I'm very excited to be here. I was recently appointed by the Speaker of the House. I am also a practicing OBGYN, so public health and science-based, evidence-based policymaking is near and dear to my heart, and I know it is to this committee's as well. I'm wearing my blue scarf today in honor of World Water Day, and really happy to be here. My favorite bird is the common loon.
Oh, very good. All right, thank you. Welcome aboard to you and Dr. Moore. Okay, next we have Jeremy Peichel.
Hi there, I'm Jeremy Peichel. I'm also a citizen appointee. This is my start of my second year on LCCMR. I have a lot of experience in watershed restoration and management across the Great Lakes region, working for the federal government back in the day. And now I do private restoration work through my business. And my favorite bird is also the common loon, a Minnesota bird. My favorite bird is the lilac-breasted roller, but in Minnesota, we've got to pick.
Okay, great. Thank you. Mike Reese.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Reese. I direct the Renewable Energy Program at the University of Minnesota West Central Research and Outreach Center. We're located near Morris. I've been in this position about 23 years now. I live in Morris currently, but I'm soon moving back out to the farm. I also farm, family farm as well. And so I'll be moving with my wife and 6-year-old son. Also have 3 stepchildren that are out of the house and all with ties and roots to the University of Minnesota. So pretty proud of that. And I would agree with Senator Giesecke. This is a fun commission to be part of because you learn so much and you get to hear of all the great things that are going on in the state. You also hear some of the bad things that are going on in the state and the efforts that are underway to mitigate those. So welcome all of you new members. I'm a citizen appointee from the Senate, and this ending my first term and possibly going on to a second term. We'll see.
And your favorite bird?
Oh, excuse me. My favorite bird is the bald eagle, which we happen to have about 20 of them landing in a field close to my farm.
Okay, thank you. And our other newest member is Shauna Snyder.
Hi, I'm showing up from Winona, if that helps with the pronunciation. I currently live in Preston, though, about a block from the south branch of the Root River in the Fillmore County. I'm coming in with a background in wildlife biology. Went to school up in Alaska, spent time researching kelp forests. And then I moved back to Minnesota to be close to family again, and now I work with farmers around soil health practices like no-till, cover crops, and grazing, seeing some great benefits to wildlife through better practices in that way. And in particular, really interested in looking at native soil microbiology and how to re-inoculate fields that have lost a lot of the native biotia in the soil. And yeah. This is my first meeting, so I'm a little bit of a newbie, and you guys will just have to put up with me not learning all the jargon and all that. So my favorite bird, it's a toss-up between the bald eagle and the pileated woodpecker.
Ooh, all right, we've got some winners here. All right, Representative Tice.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tama Tice, I've been on the commission for, I forget how many years. I volunteered. And it's actually been a real joy. I represent District 14A, which is St. Cloud, Way Park, St. Augusta, part of St. Cloud. I don't represent the whole part of it, but in a way you do. In a way you do. It's really hard to separate it. But have been in the building and remodeling industry for probably 40 some years. some being builder and remodeler and some home inspections, and have a wonderful cabin on the Richmond chain of lakes, which really doesn't get a lot of cred, but it's really kind of cool. So just really enjoy fishing, doing that whole thing. My goodness, how do you pick a favorite bird? I mean, a part of me wants to say the one that makes the least mess on the bird feeders outside our house. On the other hand, it's like anyone that comes to grace us with their presence. So it's really been fun to see the cardinals again, the jays, and everything else that's coming. We get pileateds out there, a little bit of everything. And then when I'm at the cabin, it's great to see the loons. So really hard to pick one. Love them all.
All right. Thank you. Senator Tomassoni?
My favorite bird is the red-headed woodpecker, and I have been here for a while. I'm from the Iron Range, which is Senate District 6. It's been a pleasure to serve. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. And Senator Westrom?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Torrey Westrom, State Senator from District 12, Western Minnesota. Borders the South Dakota and North Dakota border all the way into western Stearns County, Albany being on the east end of the Senate District. Grew up on a dairy farm. My wife and I have 3 children, and my favorite bird would probably be the loon I'll go with today. So,
okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Members, I'm going to go to staff, and Becca, I'll let you pick who you'd like to go first.
Okay. Diana, would you like to go first?
Sure. My name is Diana Griffith. I'm part of LCCMR staff, and I would say my favorite bird is tie between the cardinal and the hummingbird.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
And I know Corey's having some problems with her voice today, but Corey, can you say hello?
Good morning. I've lost my voice. I'm in the Twin Cities area. Don't have a favorite bird. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. Sorry about that, Corey. Corey's been with us. I think we're going on the second legislative session.
Okay.
With Corey. And then how about Michael?
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Varian. I am staff with LCCMR, and this is my 6th year or 7th RFP legislative session. Favorite bird, wrens maybe, or killdeer, for something a little different.
That's good. Okay.
Okay, sorry. How about Mike?
Yep. Mike.
Hi, my name's Mike Campana. I'm the newest member of the LCCMR staff. It hasn't even been a year yet. And I guess my favorite bird, I love to say the cardinal because I love that flash of color when it's all white outside. But I also am going to say an unusual bird, the turkey vulture, which we used to have a lot in my backyard in Michigan. And it was fascinating to watch them all.
Good. All right. Thank you. And Becca, I think you're next.
Oh, we have Rory first, and then I'll go last.
I thought, okay, I'm sorry. I thought I'm getting Rory and Corey. I apologize.
No worries. Hi, I'm Rory Anderson. I've been with the commission for close to 3 years now. And my favorite bird is the red-winged blackbird because it reminds me of growing up near Morris.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay.
Okay, and I will go out. Yeah, no worries, Nancy. You to work for the LCCMR, your name either has to rhyme or be Mike,
correct,
or Becca or Diana. So I'm Becca Nash. I'm the director of the LCCMR. This is my 5th session, legislative session with the LCCMR, and my favorite bird. It is hard to choose. I think I'm going to say the great gray owl.
Ooh, very nice. I like that. Got a couple of birds of prey in here. That's good. All right, so we have a lot to get through today. Becca, I'm going to turn it over to you for the director's report.
Great, thank you. Good afternoon, members. Nice to see you and nice to welcome on the new members. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. I just have a couple updates in the director's report today. The first is related to the emerging issues account funding. One of the appropriations that we received last year was specifically for renewable energy demonstration projects on wastewater treatment plants. And so I sent out an email and provided an update on this at one of our last meetings, but just to remind you that we have actually issued an RFP for that funding. And the deadline for that RFP is June 10th, 2022. And I want to thank the Public Facilities Authority, Pollution Control Agency, MNTAP, and Department of Commerce, who not only provided consultation on how best to get the word out, but they are actually actively helping to get the word out to the right target audience for that funding. They are announcing it at 2 conferences, distributing it in their newsletters to their contacts and on their websites. My hope is that I could reach out to this group as well after we receive proposals to get any input from them on the proposals and then share that information with you when we bring that back before you at our June 27th meeting, provided that meeting is approved in the calendar in the next agenda item. Secondly, just wanted to give an update on our back to office situation following policy updates by the LCC, that's the Legislative Coordinating Commission, and that's made up of leadership of the House and Senate. And they sort of set the policy for our office. So following the policy updates, the LCCMR staff are now back in the office 3 days a week. We will be in the office on Mondays and Thursdays. And we will likely also have some presence, maybe some staff on Tuesday and some staff on Wednesdays. The state office building where our physical offices are is open now to the public on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Our meetings, however, are going to continue to be held remotely, at least during the legislative session. We don't have a policy yet for post-session, but my hope is that we will still find a way to allow for in-person and at times remote participation. However, technology and staffing do play a role in that as well. If you all may remember in the good old days before COVID, when we were in person, we were only broadcasting our meetings through audio. There was no video. So that's something that we might want to think about at a future meeting is, do we go back to that, or is there kind of a new normal in terms of video broadcast? And then lastly, I'll just say that we do have public testimony on the agenda today as usual, but we have had nobody sign up to speak. So that is it for me, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any questions for Becca? Okay, hearing none. We have 4 action items during this, our agenda today. The first one is to form a calendar. So everyone should have received the calendar, and I would need a motion, and I think I have one. Representative Hanson, I think your hand was up first.
I would move the 2022 calendar as posted.
Okay. Let's see, Mike Reese, I'm trying to get the order here.
Yes, Madam Chair, I would just like to ask about possibility of moving dates to accommodate schedules. And in particular, obviously this is my personal issue, but others might have some as well. July 25th, I'll be in family vacation. It just also happens to be my son's 7th birthday. So I would prefer not to meet on that day. And I'll be vacation in Door County, Wisconsin. I don't know that there's going to be very good access to the internet there as well. So if we can potentially move that to the week prior or Wednesday or later that date, that'd be helpful.
Well, let me just back up. Not everyone's going to make all the meetings. So I think we're all going to try to make most of them. At least that's the way I hope we can do. I can't make them all either. So Representative Hansen, did you have a response to that?
I was just going to respond like you did, Madam Chair, that there's going to be times when people can't make them. I made the motion knowing that August 8th and 9th are going to be very difficult for several members because the 9th is actually the primary day where people may be on the ballot, but you know, as legislative members. So, but we can't make everything, and we need to get the calendar set so we can get going. So, I would encourage adopting the motion.
If I remember, can we actually meet on a primary day? Somebody from the legislature have an answer for that? You know, if that's legal for a primary day for us to have an LCCMR meeting. So, because there was some discussion to move the 8th and 9th to, so we'd meet August 10th, 11th, and 12th and move those 2 days before the primary. Would you be willing to amend that onto your motion?
Madam Chair?
Just a minute, let me get this response from Representative Hansen.
Madam Chair, I was hoping to get this adopted so that we could modify it later on with subsequent meetings if necessary, if we found out we couldn't. But I think it's really important to get a year-long calendar adopted.
Okay. All right, thank you. Senator, I'm saying, Mike, I can't, the order I think is Torrey Westrom is next, and you need to unmute. Thank you.
Okay. So, Madam Chair, just a question for staff. June 27th, I think, is our first date, and then July 25th. Can you refresh us on the process and the deadlines of getting projects selected by committee members? And then backing up, we haven't put the RFP out yet. I'm concerned that we're going to push proposers, especially non-sophisticated ones that might maybe haven't done this very often or none at all before. So how many weeks are we giving or months are we giving the RFP requesters to complete their application, and some that might not even know about LCCMR yet? So if you can fill us in on that, I would maybe be supportive of pushing this back a little bit more. I think Representative Hansen makes a good point on the primary week. Some of us don't know what that week brings yet. And I think it'd be prudent to maybe push some of this back, maybe push that week into September rather than maybe we start the second week of the second week that we're proposing in August being the first week, and then push the August week into early September. I would suggest as an option, but I'm just worried on the front end. Becca, maybe you could answer how many are we giving a couple of months at least for RFP requests to be submitted, or what kind of timeline do we have built in?
Becca, you want to respond?
Sure, Madam Chair and members, and I just take a kind of a step back and just say that our calendar, the draft calendar that's before you, is really driven by our RFP cycle. So the dates were chosen to allow a certain amount of time between each steps and account for the work that needs to be done during each of those steps. So that's what a little bit of the challenge of this is that once you start to change some dates, then the entire schedule kind of gets out of whack. The way, you know, what's presented to you today assumes that the RFP would, you know, if you approve the RFP today, that it would go out tomorrow or, you know, the next couple of days, ideally this week, starting that process. And then we would have a deadline for the RFP of May 26th. That is after the legislative session ends, which would help resolve some of the issues we've had the last couple of years. That would also give applicants 64 days or 60 days approximately to respond to the proposal and submit their applications. We would then ask members, we would probably get the proposal books out to members early July for your review, and then we would seek your scores, your first round cuts by July 20th or so. We would then meet on July 25th to decide as a commission what that first cut would be and who you want to invite in for presentations. The presentations would be then held the weeks in August. And then you'd come back August 30th following your second evaluations to decide as a commission what your allocations, what projects you want to fund or not, and what amounts. And then the next meeting would be December 8th, when you would come back and look at the recommendations in bill form. And so, you know, usually we do have the calendar approved the December before the start of the year. And usually we do have the RFP out, usually around January 1st or 2nd. So we've made up for lost time here by basically cutting down the amount of time that proposers have to submit their proposal. Usually it's about 120 days. So this is about 60 days. And then the other place we made up time was by cutting the amount of time that staff have to review work plans, to conduct peer review, and to prepare the bill for the legislative session. So my concern about shifting things any later than it is now is that we really don't have time to do that prep before the legislative session. It's already getting cut to a length that's a little tight.
Okay, thank you, Becca. I'm getting very concerned about getting 4 action items passed here. And if Mike, if you can make this very quick, we have a motion in front of us.
Madam Chair, I think we need to take the time. Thank you, by the way, but I think we need to take the time to do this the right way because, you know, in the past, we've seen that there's been requests to move meetings in a short notice timeframe, and responses, we had an opportunity to move those when the calendar was set. So this is the time to move and set the calendar. I have already expressed that I'll be missing a meeting, and it's not just a meeting, it's a meeting where we conduct fairly important business. If it was a proposal presentations, which I have missed in the past, you're able to view those presentations online, catch up, but you can't catch up on a vote. So I would like to suggest again that we take another look at moving the July 25th meeting. I think we'd all agree that there's particular meetings that are more important than others that we conduct business on. That's important for being a commission member. This is the time to make the changes. Okay. I didn't wait till June 27th. I'm doing it as recommended by yourself and others.
All right.
The calendar's being set.
Rita Albrecht, did you have a quick point?
Just very briefly, I agree that we should adopt the calendar as presented today. It's given that the staff has worked hard on it to make sure that it meets the legislative directives. And there's an opportunity at a future meeting, I think, to even tomorrow perhaps, but we need the staff to be able to have a sense of what our calendar will be. And I think that we can adopt today's and then adjust it as needed in the future. Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to go back to you, Representative Hansen. Does your motion stand?
Yes, I would ask for your support and encourage we vote.
All right, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Hansen.
Aye.
Hansen, yes. Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen.
Aye.
Ingebrigtsen, yes. Akron.
Aye.
Akron, yes. Albrecht.
Yes.
Albrecht, yes. Deestick. Deestick. Faber.
Faber, aye.
Faber, yes. Gibson.
Aye.
Gibson, yes. Her.
Yes.
Her, yes. Lueck.
Yes.
Lueck, yes. Moore.
Moore, yes.
Moore, yes. Morrison.
Morrison, yes.
Morrison, yes. Peichel.
Michael, yes.
Peichel, yes. Reese.
No.
Reese, no. Snyder.
Yes.
Snyder, yes. Tice.
Tice, yes.
Tice, yes. Tomassoni.
Yes.
Tomassoni, yes. Westrom.
No.
Westrom, no. Destick.
Excused.
Destick is excused. Currently, there are 14 members that said yes, 2 no, and 1 excused.
Okay, thank you very much. Representative Hansen.
I would move the 2023 request for proposals as posted.
Thank you. Comment on the request for proposals. Time to look at it. All right, Senator Westrom, and you're muted. Okay. Senator Westrom.
Madam Chair.
Audio now unmuted.
So Becca, we're talking 64 days, end of May. Any consideration to maybe give that a little more time? I just think that's pretty short for new applicants especially. But I don't know if what are our efforts to get the information out? I think we're rushing it a little too much, but any thoughts, even if we went into early June, a couple more weeks to get past Memorial Day for people, get through the school year. I'm thinking of one proposer I've been talking with, and they're in school, and it'll be their first time applying. Just some thoughts on that. I think we could still squeeze it in our schedule, but that'd be my concern.
I just want to make sure, Senator Westrom, we're talking about the request for proposal. So just so I understand what you're saying, is you don't want the request for proposal to go out, or I'm just not clear what you're.
No, Madam Chair. I guess the end date is what I'm concerned more so than getting it out. Probably sooner the better is probably.
Yes. Well, we're hoping to get it out tomorrow. So, all right. Any more questions, concerns about Representative Hansen's motion to get to approve the RFP?
But Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Westrom.
Is the end date in stone, or is that something decided by staff if they send it out tomorrow? That's, I guess, maybe more relevant to the question I was trying to talk about.
Becca, do you want to address that quickly?
Madam Chair, if we extend the due date of the RFP, it will reduce the number of days that members will have to review the proposal. So currently, how it's scheduled is that you would have 20 days to review the proposals. And so if we extended the RFP deadline, it would cut the 20 down.
And I just would remind Senator Westrom, staff is always willing and extremely able to help people that are putting their proposals in, especially for the first time. All right, Mike Reese. Did you have a?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to follow up on Senator Westrom's comments. I agree, the typical proposers, DNR, University of Minnesota, the deadline is not an issue. It's for those proposals that we hope to get in from a broader group of applicants that would need more time. For example, they might even need to go and get approval from school boards or from other boards. They do need to do that. And so we have to keep that in mind when we're issuing these, that there's adequate time not only to prepare the proposal, put together the adequate teams needed for the proposal, but then also to get the approvals necessary for them to submit. And we're really constraining this in my view.
Okay, any more concerns here? All right, we have a motion before us to action to put out the RFP. Diana, would you do the roll call, please?
Hansen.
Aye.
Hansen, yes. Ingebrigtsen.
Aye.
Ingebrigtsen, yes. Ekholm.
Aye.
Ekholm, yes. Albrecht.
Yes.
Albrecht, yes. Destick is excused.
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm back. I'm back. Technical difficulties before. Yes.
Thank you. Destick, yes. Faber.
Faber, aye.
Faber, yes. Gibson.
Gibson, yes.
Gibson, yes. Her.
Yes.
Torrey, yes. Lueck,
Yes.
Lueck, yes. Moore,
Moore, yes.
Moore, yes. Morrison,
Morrison, yes.
Morrison, yes. Pikel,
Michael, yes.
Pikel, yes. Reese,
Yes.
Reese, yes. Snyder,
Yes.
Snyder, yes. Tice,
Tice, aye.
Tice, yes. Tomassoni,
yes,
Tomassoni, yes. Westrom,
Yes.
Westrom, yes. Currently, there are 17 yes, 0 no.
Good, great, thank you. At this point, I would, I'm sorry, Rita, did you have a question?
On the next item.
Okay. For this next item on the new citizen elections, I am going to turn it over to Representative Hansen. And if you don't mind, Representative Hansen taking charge here.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I use the hockey puck for the gavel, so that's if you hear that, that's the gavel.
Good, thank you.
Members, this is the election of the new citizen chairs. This action is necessitated because of the vacancy that occurred with the retirement of Della. And so and only the citizens vote on the citizen chairs. Is that correct, Ms. Nash?
Mr. Chair, that is correct.
Commissioner Albright.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to nominate Nancy Gibson for citizen chair. She's has a lot of history with the commission, understands our process, and she has experience in the past as chair. And so I put Nancy Gibson's name into nomination.
Nancy Gibson has been nominated. Commissioner Reese.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to nominate Commissioner Pikel for chair. I think Commissioner Pikel has really shown some innovation and openness, and so brings some fresh new ideas into the mix, and also shown leadership. And I think also I think would be a fair commissioner. I think a fair chair. You know, I think individually we're all able to as commissioners, bring our biases into this, but as chair, I think it's inappropriate to introduce bias. And I think there's some disqualifying bias that has been introduced in the past. Thank you.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Would each of the candidates I give you 1 minute to address the commission? And you can choose who goes first. Commissioner Pikel or Commissioner Gibson?
Go ahead, Mr. Pikel.
Commissioner Pikel.
I don't know.
Did we lose him?
Okay, well, why don't I proceed?
Okay, Commissioner Gibson, 1 minute.
All right, thank you very much. And thank you, Citizen Member Albrecht, for my nomination. Yes, I have been involved with the LCCMR process for a long time. I think I bring the necessary ingredients to bring forth a lot of different issues that we face across the state. I think that I am a fair judge of all of those things. My first major concern is that of our natural resources in Minnesota, and it comes in all forms. They're all interconnected. And I think with my knowledge and my experience working with the LCCMR and working with commission members and nonprofits around the state, that I bring great value to LCCMR, and I hope you will vote for me as chair.
Commissioner Pikel, 1 minute.
I'm sorry, I was disconnected briefly just after I heard my name by Mr. Reese. And so I apologize for that brief disconnection. I would be honored to serve as chair. I don't have as much experience as Nancy Gibson does, and I would support her chairmanship as well, or chairpersonship. But I would be grateful for the opportunity to serve if that is the commission's will. Thank you.
So the way we would do this is the clerk would call the roll of the citizen members, and you would state the last name of the commissioner.
Albrecht,
Gibson.
Faber,
Faber, Gibson,
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 Moore,
Moore, Gibson,
Pikel,
Pikel.
Reese,
Michael,
Snyder,
Gibson.
Currently, there are 5 citizen members for Gibson and 2 for Pikel.
And that is everyone voting. Gibson is elected chair.
thank you.
The citizen members would elect the vice chair. Are there nominations for vice chair? Rita
Oh,
Albright, Commissioner Albright.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to place the name of Dr. Bill Faber in nomination for vice chair. Dr. Bill, as you know from his introduction, is well acquainted with our process. He's a dedicated natural resource professional, and I think he brings a lot of knowledge to the position. Thanks.
Albright nominates Faber. Commissioner Reese.
thank you, Mr. Chair. I agree with Commissioner Albrecht. I believe Commissioner Faber brings a lot of expertise and talent to this position, but I would still prefer to nominate and will nominate Commissioner Pikel again. I think in the short time that he served on the commission, Commissioner Pikel has brought a lot of innovation, new ideas, fresh view of the issues, and I think he's a fair in his deliberations. I think that's important, very important for the chair position. Again, we all can bring our own biases to being a member, but when it comes to chair, you're really looking for somebody to have a even and level hand, and I believe that Commissioner Pikel will do that, even though I disagree with him most of the time, to be honest with you. But I appreciate what he's brought so far, and I think it's time that we allow newer members to have leadership and take us in new directions. So that's why I would support Commissioner Pikel's nomination. Thank you.
Reese nominates Pikel. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Would the nominated candidates like to give 30 seconds for their nomination? And why don't we have Commissioner Pikel go first?
I have nothing further to add from my previous speaking. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do support Dr. Faber as well. He has fantastic experience and teaches me a lot every time I listen to him. Thanks.
Commissioner Faber.
thank you. It's an honor to be considered for vice chair. I think my background, my experience, and so on speak for themselves. And so I'd honor and would accept if so voted on by the other citizens. So thanks for consideration.
The clerk will take the roll.
Albrecht,
Albrecht, Faber.
Faber,
Faber,
Gibson,
Faber,
Moore,
Moore, Faber,
Pikel,
Pikel.
Reese,
Michael,
Snyder.
Faber.
Currently, there are 5 votes for Faber, 2 for Pikel.
Faber is elected vice chair. I will turn the hockey puck back to Chair Gibson. Congratulations. And I would move the work plan as I'm doing now.
good. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it and your confidence. Yes, we need to move quickly. Becca, could you help us on this work plan, please?
Sure, Madam Chair. This is a work plan that's left over from funding that was appropriated last year. It just wasn't quite ready at the time that we were approving the other work plans. We also wanted to work with them to get a fiscal agent, which they have since done. So This one is ready for commission approval. The team is anxious to get going on their work, and there are some representatives here if there is time for questions.
Okay, does anybody have any questions about this work plan? Seeing none, we need a roll call vote.
Hanson,
Aye.
Hanson, yes. Ingebrigtsen,
Aye. Aye.
Ingebrigtsen, yes. Acom,
Aye.
Acom, yes. Albrecht,
Yes.
Albrecht, yes. D-Stick. D-Stick is Carrie here?
Excuse.
D-Stick is excused. Faber,
Faber, aye.
Faber, yes. Gibson,
Gibson, yes.
Gibson, yes. Her,
Aye.
Her, yes. Lueck,
Aye.
Lueck, yes. Moore,
Moore, aye.
Moore, yes. Morrison,
Morrison, I.
Morrison, yes. Pikel,
Michael, I.
Pikel, yes. Reese,
Aye.
Reese, yes. Snyder,
Aye.
Snyder, yes. Tice,
Aye.
Tice, yes. Tomassoni, I think Tomassoni is excused. Westrom,
Yes.
Westrom, yes. Currently, there are 15 yes, 2 excused.
Okay, thank you. That project is approved. Thank you, Becca. We talked earlier in the meeting, Becca wanted to discuss the agenda and other items, next steps, and I know we're very, very short on time. So Becca, I don't know how you want to handle this, but.
Madam Chair, members, just due to the meeting being canceled tomorrow, and because we have to jump onto another committee meeting in a minute, I'll just say that if you could just watch your emails, we are likely going to be sending out a survey and or invite for an extra additional meeting. So if you could just watch your emails and stay tuned.
Okay, thank you, Becca. And we have no public testimony. So at this point,